we got a little bit of the news before we get out of here. And really, the one piece of news I want to cover has to do with AEW versus WWE because it's becoming so out of control. It's becoming so out of control. It's just getting funny. So we already talked about it. CM Punk, he was on the Ariel Hawani podcast, MMA Hour, which also had wrestlers on it. They had a 2-hour conversation, so I'm not even gonna try to, do that. You want to go watch it, go watch the whole thing. But a couple things that stuck out. Number one, Punk talked about the Jack Perry incident. He basically said that whole real glass thing. Jack Perry wanted to use glass. The producers and management backstage, they were telling him no. And
Multiple
then,
people told him no.
yeah, multiple people told him no. Finally, they went and got Punk to come tell him.
After they asked him, because he was cursing at them, their only recourse was then to go to Punk, a talent. Like, I would think a producer would have more weight than talent. But that's just me.
Yeah. Now, Punk did say he had some kind of like management type contract as well as talent contract. So he had like 2 contracts. So I don't know. But from the way he painted it, he was running Collision pretty much. So yeah, they went got Punk. Punk tells him, look, if you want to do it, go to Dynamite and do it. We don't do that here. And also, it's dangerous. So,
And also, if you bring a rental car with a broken windshield, the rental car companies aren't going to rent to the wrestlers anymore.
Yeah, that too.
Which makes sense.
So yeah, Perry went out there and did it anyway. Punk tried to go to Tony Khan and say, look, you need to handle that. And if you don't, I will. And you won't like the way I handle it.
Tony said, well, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Tony says, well, what do you want me to do about it? I don't know. Be the boss.
Yeah.
You're the boss, by the way. Like, you're asking me, what should I do? Like, be the fucking boss. That's what you need to do.
Right.
So Tony Khan didn't do anything, so Punk had to handle it. He said he didn't throw any punches. He just choked him out a little bit. So there's that. Now, I want you to remember that because as we get into this whole thing, that's going to be an important part of the new information that's out. So Punk said that. And then he said that the part that got everybody like so far out of line was him saying that AEW is not a real business because they're
not interested in making money and selling tickets.
Right. They're interested in putting on. Then Hawani, he follows him up and he says, well, if that's not what they're trying to do, then what are they doing? He said, I don't know, putting on good matches. Later on, he said, if you're more interested in putting on 5-star matches for some goof in front of arenas that are quarter fill instead of making money, then we're not in the same business. So that's what got everybody upset. You had all these AEW wrestlers come out. AEW, thank you, AEW. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for AEW, yada, yada, yada. All because he said it wasn't a business. Oh, and Hawani asked him, well, do you think they'll still be around in a year or so? Punk said they'll be around as long as
Tony Khan wants
to pump money into it.
Yep.
Because they're not going to make money. He's only going to have to keep putting money into it. So, yeah, that started that fire. All the AEW wrestlers started coming out in support of AEW. Then we get to the little media thing. You said it in our Raw portion of the review. Roman Reigns said Cody Rhodes was off doing something else, doing a whole lot of nothing. So that was another dig. And then AEW on Dynamite had Edge. They had Edge go out and cut this promo to begin the show. And he was saying how much he loves AEW and AEW, gives the industry a chance. And he looked dead into the camera. This is where the best wrestle. So that's pretty much their tagline. This is where the best wrestle.
You notice how none of them ever said Punk was wrong?
Yeah. All they've done is double down on they're just the best wrestlers.
Yeah.
Well, that's his point.
It's a great place.
That is his point.
Hmm.
Is you just care about the 5-star rating from some goof. So yeah, Edge, he goes out and cuts that awkward ass promo. He's a good promo. It's just the fact that one, he just got there, and two, I mean, it's
You know what
Edge.
it is. It is what it is. You know what he's doing. He didn't volunteer. Joni, I really got to say some things tonight.
Yeah, but it was like him of all people, the one that just got there. You gotta have someone that's been there a while. Probably.
No. Mercedes can do it. She can go, Wooster. I love AEW. Boss. CEO.
I want them to pay me more.
We're global.
But yeah, they had Edge go out there and do that. And then we get to the Pat McAfee show. They were at the WWE World, and they had interviews from people like Rhea Ripley, Triple H. Those are the two we're gonna talk about, really. So during the Triple H interview, Triple H was talking about this being the NFL, that being the WWE, and he was talking about, oh, you could play well in college, but that doesn't mean anything when you come to the big leagues. Shot number one. Shot number two, Michael Cole asked him, because he was doing co-host, hey, what's the difference between like now and the Attitude Era? And Triple H talked about how back in the Attitude Era, there was another company that was kicking their ass, and they were pretty much fighting for their life. He told a story about, how they were fighting for their life. There was and I forgot to go watch this. I need to go watch it. But there was a match between Goldberg and the Giant, and the Giant comes out smoking a cigarette, puts it out on the steps, and then it's like a 45-second match. I need to find that. That sounds like some good television. As opposed to like him and Austin wrestling a 45-minute match because they were fighting for their life. So that's the difference between back then and now. Now they're not competing with anybody. They're only competing with themselves.
It's true, though.
Yeah. Another dig over at the Dubs.
Well, think about it. Sasha Banks was like the biggest free agent, right? She signs with AEW. She's immediately devalued. Meanwhile, Jade Cargill, their TNT champion, is now teaming with Naomi.
Yeah, just look at the...
I think there's a clear winner.
Difference. He even talked about that part of it. Honestly, I think he was directing this at like a Will Ospreay. But he's like, if you're one of those talents who've like been trying to make yourself known, and then you finally get the moment to get called up to the big leagues, and you want to talk about not having a hard work schedule or as strenuous of a work schedule, then you know what? You're not for us anyway.
Good for him.
Yeah, but he didn't say a name, but yeah, you can only say this is probably either Ospreay or Sasha.
Sasha clearly overestimated her value.
She got paid.
Yeah, good for her. I mean, I don't begrudge her from getting as much money as she can. I'd do the same, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do it again.
Yeah, she might not get that big WWE contract.
So she better save.
So yeah, we had that. And then from the Rhea Ripley part of it, she was on the show a little bit later. This still be on the Pat McAfee show. He was talking about Dom, Pat McAfee was. And he said, why don't you get rid of that Dom guy? I mean, just think about it. If you got rid of him, he wouldn't even be with the company. He'd have to go over to that other company and wrestle in front of 600 people.
So they were just shitting on him all weekend, huh?
Yeah, they were shitting on that. And I don't know if you picked up on it. They've started to do this thing on TV where they're talking about like TV sellouts, whatever the hell that even means. The 13th consecutive television sellout. Sounds like a weird thing to be saying.
I usually don't pay attention to the commentary.
Yeah.
Because they're awful.
That's just the newest thing they're shilling. This all leads us to the rebuttal. Okay. AEW is coming back. So apparently, this breaking news as of tonight, they're going to have the Young Bucks, that is Matt and Nick Jackson, on live television. They're going to show the Wembley footage. They're gonna
Oh, they're
show what
desperate.
happened.
They're desperate.
On live TV, they're gonna show what happened. It's like, you want to talk shit? How about this? We're just gonna show you the footage.
Assuming that it's not heavily edited.
They're gonna cut it to make Punk look bad, or
Who knows?
that's what I was saying at the beginning. Punk said there was no punches thrown; he just choked someone. I was like, well, I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
because they are going to show it.
Can they do that though? Or
on TV?
Now, if they're in a legal battle, see, I don't understand how that works. And with the NDAs and shit, yeah, there's something to this. I think they're open.
What I'm half expecting is it's going to be like, how the cop shows, they do like the dramatizations.
Okay, yeah.
So it's either going to be that, or it's going to be edited to a point where it's just making Punk look bad or something. As you see, Jack Perry was just sitting there eating his Cheerios, and this guy comes and chokes him out.
Some fat guy with drawn-on tattoos.
Yeah.
Slick back hair. Come here, bitch.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I get you're trying to fight back, but Punk said that almost now a week ago. Why are you still butthurt about it? And you've said stuff back. You said Edge out. It wasn't good enough.
Apparently not.
You weren't happy enough with that? It's like, why Edge of all people? Okay, that wasn't good. We'll try this instead.
Well, they'll do this and it'll fail just like everything else they've done. And we'll go on with our lives.
Well, apparently the Meltsies have already said this is not clickbait or anything. They're actually going to show the footage.
Oh, well, Meltzer said it.
I don't know how they know this, but, well, maybe I guess. Wait a minute. This all but confirms then who tells him his information.
He's all but confirmed that
one of three
ages ago.
Oh, he did?
They named their move after him. Come on.
Yeah.
And he blatantly defends them when he knows it's shit.
Well, see, I thought he was off the dick riding, but I guess he's back on it.
I don't know what he is, but whatever. That's their show.
Yeah, it will be fun to see how that all plays out. I'm just interested in that for that reason. See how it all plays out.
I can't wait to listen about it because I ain't going to watch it.
Well, I'm not going to watch it either. I'm going to watch Twitter, of course.
And it's already backfired, Bucks.
I mean, if I didn't have a life, I would watch it, but... Oh! But that's all the news we have for tonight. Again, we'll see where that goes.